up on tonight's show. Natalie Cassidy and Matt D'Angelo will be on our Friday panel to see what we can expect in tomorrow's semi-final. They'll be joined by Bruno Tonioli. And I'll be visiting the BBC One studio, and hopefully James Jordan will be dropping in to join me. Plus, we'll be finding out what the Duchess of Cornwall, Peter Mandelson, and Crystal Palace manager Neil Warnock all have in common. Here's a clue. There's a Strictly link. As the three remaining couples prepare for tomorrow's semi-final, we went out and asked some butchers, cabbies and hairdressers who their favourites were. No candlestick makers were available.
I would like to see Ali win because I think she's a very pretty girl and I think she's probably the best dancer too.
I want Ricky Whittle to win because he's the best-looking contestant and I'm a Holly Oates fan.
Little fella who does the morning television.
We would like Ricky Whittle to win Strictly.
I like Chris Hollins because he's made the best effort.
Ali and Brian.
The only person I wish would win it was Brucey, but he's not dancing.
Ricky Whittle. I think he can really move, he's got class, and a bit of style, and a ladies' man, I think.
I'd like to see Ola in it until the end because she's very pleasing on the eye.
I'll give Ali a free lift if she wins.
Ricky could come in here and have a head massage anytime he'd like.
Well, I want Chris Hollins to win.
Well, I'm rooting for Ali and Brian. They dance quite well. Best of luck.
I'll be Ali because she's beautiful and she's good.
I want Ricky Whittle to win!
As a butcher, I'll have to say my favourite is Chris and Ola Chops.
Now, there are also some very high-profile fans who like nothing more than sitting down to watch some dancing on a Saturday night. Here to reveal all, please welcome the Daily Mirror's chief sports writer, Oliver Holt, the News of the World's royal editor, Robert Jobson, and BBC political correspondent, John Pienaar. This is delightful. It's so sweet that you're all here to talk about dancing. I love it. Mainly because I can't even spell sport. I did say that to you. And Neil Warnock, yeah. I was like, who is that? And you looked at me with horror in your eyes. But first up, you're in Westminster. Yeah. You're in the corridors of power. Is it true that Mandelson loves it? I want to even say the word love. Is that wrong?
That's what I'm told. I'm told he's absolutely fascinated, gripped by the show. And not just that, he wants to be on it. According to my highly reliable sources, he wants to be a contestant. And I think he'd be quite good, actually. I can really imagine him doing really well. You know?
I don't know whether he needs to do it now. But, I mean,
no,
it would
I
be
think
lovely.
it would be difficult while he was first Secretary of State and Secretary of State for Business.
That would be weird, but just because he'd be in the middle of a training room doing the cha-cha and he'd have to make quite an important decision about something.
Well, when he becomes, if he ever does, becomes plain old Lord Mandelson of Foy in the county of Herefordshire and Hartlepool in the county of Durham, just ordinary old Peter, then maybe he'll go on. And I reckon he'll be really, really good because he's actually a fun-loving guy. You know, he may have that sort of kill you and your whole family as soon as look at you, and that's true. But he also I think he's elegant. I think he's probably a good little mover. Okay. I would tune in.
I love you, John. You're coming on every day. You realise you might think that you're down in Westminster going, yes, this is where it matters, but no, it's up here. Is it true that also? Let me just say that look of death, good in a tango.
Absolutely.
Good. You cannot say that wouldn't work for him. Is it true that he briefs Gordon as well?
Well, that's the rumour. I mean, Gordon, I guess, from my information, is an X-Factor man.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. You can't win them all.
Can't have everyone.
No, you can't have everyone. Going around Westminster yesterday, as I was, talking about Strictly Come Dancing, everyone there was talking about the pre-budget report and the state of the public deficit. I was talking about the cha-cha and Ricky and all the rest.
Welcome to my world.
And no one admits to not watching it. You know, those who say I don't watch it say that's off the record.
Yeah.
You know, you have to watch it if you're a politician.
How brilliant. Let's talk about the royal family, because I love the idea that they all snuggle up with the puppies and big blankets, corgis. Who in the royal family watches it?
Well, Camilla does. She's a big fan. Duchess of Cornwall. She was dancing with Craig
not long ago,
wasn't she? Doing the cha-cha-cha. So she loves it, very much so, and she's watched it. And I think roped Prince Charles in to watch it too, but he's very much a fan as well. I don't know about the Queen. I did ring and try and find out about details about the Queen, but she didn't really want to get involved in whether she voted for Chris or Ali or Ricky. But the fact is that she does watch it too.
I love the fact that you'd made the call.
Of course.
I love the idea. Hello, Buckingham Palace. Now, listen, who's she voting for? And they'd go, pardon? Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about the Crystal Palace manager. You're going to have to fill me in on the rest.
Well, he's quite a volatile chap, Neil Warnock. That's what one of the things he's known for is his volatility. And he is a big fan of the show. And he too, I think we're going to get him on the same series as Lord Mandelson because he's keen to do it as well. I think he'd be good. he'd be good TV. As I say, his volatility is he'd make Chris look like a shrinking violet when he has his little strops.
Does he?
Yeah.
When he gets a bit grumpy. But it's not just managers, isn't it? Players as well.
Yeah, there are some players, I think. I mean, you've got to be aware that sport is coming out of a sort of era of deep conservatism where Graham Lassau's teammates thought he was gay because he used to read The Guardian. You know, that's the kind of... When James Anderson, who's an England cricketer, revealed that he used moisturiser, eyebrows were raised. You know,
Yeah.
that's the kind of world that sport exists in. So I think maybe there's a little bit of reticence about admitting you're a Strictly fan in the world of sport. But Wayne Rooney plays for Manchester United and is a big boxing fan as well. So he was tuning in, I believe, when Joe Calzaghe was... when Joe Calzaghe was picked.
And you know Joe Calzaghe. Were there any other boxers who were interested?
Well, I think Ricky Hatton was watching because of Joe Calzaghe, and Ricky Hatton actually, when Ricky Hatton was preparing to face Floyd Mayweather Jr., who is the best boxer in the world, probably, Floyd Mayweather Jr., while Ricky Hatton was training, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was preparing for the American version of this, Dancing with the Stars, which didn't suggest that it was taking Ricky Hatton too seriously, and he actually knocked out Ricky Hatton. So it's the best training, I guess, for a boxer.
You see, brilliant training. I love our sports chat. It feels to me like you would almost broken into Portuguese, but I sort of know what you mean. I do sort of know. I'm nodding. Guys, because we're here, I have to ask you who you will be voting for on Saturday, or who you're supporting. Who would...
I think any winner would be good with me, but I think Chris, I've got a sort of a soft spot for Chris, because he's obviously got such a... You know, he's getting such a laugh out of it. He just seems to be enjoying it so much. And that bit of Dirty Dancing the other weekend that Bruce said was disgusting. It was just, you know, you can imagine he was having the time of his life.
OK.
Chris definitely, mainly because I watched his father dancing around the football pitch in Chelsea. So I think he's carrying on that family tradition, I think.
OK, and finally, Oliver?
Chris too. It's the journey, you know. He wasn't... Ricky Whittle was fantastic from day one. Chris, I didn't think would get far. I like Chris, but... It's the journey. He's progressed so far.
You boys like talking about dancing, don't you? This is fun. You've got to come back. Thank you very much. The Clever Journalist.